masterclass show, a place where visionary leaders build a life and business legacy on purpose through mindset, branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team so they can make an amazing impact and income and positively affect their communities worldwide. Ensure that you are sharing this show, you're subscribing, and you also are leaving us a review so we can create more amazing content around those areas to help you level up to the next level and also bring amazing guest experts that can share their knowledge and expertise with you so that you can create amazing legacy. All right, Legacy Builders, welcome back to another show. I'm so excited to be back with you with another amazing guest and topic today. We're going to talk about systems and most importantly, what are some of the key systems that you need to know in your startup phases. Systems is the love language that sets us free. Most of us go into our business because we don't want another job. We want to create freedom. And I'm so excited to bring back another one of our community experts here at the Life School, Mia Franco. And this is her area of expertise, is the work she does every day out there in the world. So Mia, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm looking forward to learning more around some of those key systems that you also help your clients with in really organizing their startup, but more importantly, working on the most important priorities that align their brand, align their purpose with profit, and move them further, faster towards their purposes and their missions. Thank you so much for coming on. And Mia, I have new audience listeners every time. So if you can maybe dive into some of the moments that led you to the work that you're doing today so that we can get a little background around your story and your purpose of why you do what you do.
Awesome. Thank you, Elona. It's so great to be here. I love being in your space, and I so appreciate how you help us showcase ourselves so we can serve those who we're meant to serve. So my name is Mia. I work full-time, and I have an online business, and I can't not. I do a number of other things in my day-to-day life as a mom and that sort of thing, but I've always had a sense for organizing and documenting. So at age about 7, I started keeping a diary, and I've maintained that up until I'm 42 fresh, just last week. So I love keeping track of things. I love, this scrapbook of life, if you will, and this record of growth. About 3 or 4 years ago, I had teamed up with a friend who was starting a business, and I became her executive assistant. And we were just completely embedded with each other in her growing her business. And it was very exciting for me and very project management based with a little bit of creative, but mostly trying to hold the chaos together. And this was like a natural progression through finding myself in these secretary or recording type jobs, even through university and volunteer boards and things like that. So I've always had this grounded pattern or, natural desire and ability to keep track of things. Then I certified as an online business manager. And working full-time, trying to launch an OBM business, it was a little hectic, but I learned a lot. The certification process was fantastic. And I've now pulled together all these pieces in my own version, right? In my own version to serve with a bit more heart and space to hold for new startups. I call you baby entrepreneurs. You come out, you're like this unchaperoned child at Disneyland in the world of the internet these days, right? So it can be very overwhelming, and it can be easy to then lose why you want to create an online business or even a brick and mortar. So it just, as you'll find happens through your journey, you evolve. And Powerful Inc. now is the latest evolution. It's healing and teaching, healing the heart, healing the self, and teaching, simple business systems and strategy, putting them together. And then, there's just no limits from there. You just run with it.
No, I love your story. And I think that's why we had so much, alignment between both when we first initially met, because I really believe that the new form of leadership is really around aligning with each other as far as our life experience and gifts, so that we can, do more good in the world. And your story and your journey is a perfect example for someone that maybe hasn't had that experience of maybe the systems or the operations, or it sounds like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to even begin with that. There's other people that have done that, and
Yeah.
they actually have a lot of experience, and they might even have discovered that through that experience, they have a talent or a gift for that. So I think that's the beauty of us aligning all our different gifts in the world,
Mhm.
so that again we can work on things that matter to us, but most importantly receive support and help, because this journey, it's very lonely. We cannot go at this alone. If there's someone else that already knows what are some of those key systems to focus on, then of course makes our job easier, because now
Mhm.
we have, you could save people so much time, right? Because I
Mhm.
know at the beginning of my business, maybe you experienced this as well. I wish I had somebody to tell me, okay, here, this is like a puzzle piece, there's steps to this
Mhm.
stuff, right? There's one, two,
Yeah.
three, four, five. These
Yeah.
are the things that you need to focus on at your startup phase, because I was focusing on scaling on day
Yeah.
one. And I think for most businesses, this is a fault, a thing that that I have also done, because again, it's I don't know, we get ingrained with like, grow your business, scale your
Mhm.
business. But when you're at the startup phase, there's different priorities for you to focus on. So let's dive into that. What are some of the key priorities as far as systems are concerned, so that we can get organized and we can focus our energy on the right priorities, especially because we might be the solopreneur with no
Mhm.
other resources, with no team, with no systems yet. So,
Yeah.
yes, enlighten us with some of those, with your knowledge and expertise around those key systems that we all need to start with.
So here's what I've learned. Keep it simple. And
Mhm.
I've been focusing on 4 business departments, if you will, but there is a fifth, and it's you. And so, you will only be able to hold the capacity based on your own ability to care for yourself in the journey, right? You grow at the same speed of your business. And if you try to do too much too soon and you haven't kind of taken care of yourself in the process, it may not lead to the results that you would hope. And my analogy for this is, we don't expect a baby to drive a car at 6 months. Now, we can work in time a little bit differently as adults, but on day one of opening your business, are you ready to accept 100 people should they all line up and be ready to come in at the same time? So, based on working with different clients and doing my own personal development and course investment, I've found that there's really 4 key elements, plus the element of yourself, which is, you need to create something. What is on the store shelf? What's for sale? What are your offers? So you create, then you sell them. This is number 2. You take them to market, you advertise them around, you get them in people's hands. Number 3 is you serve on them, presuming you're a service-based provider, or if they're digital courses or programs or books, there should be a delivery system and a positive client experience that's going to help grow your brand and your reputation. And then you repeat is 4. So we create, we sell, serve, and repeat. So this is the money-making activities. What are you actually having for sale? Taking it to market, finding the messaging around it, finding the visibility, the repetition, growing your network, finding other people to collaborate with. Serving can happen however you want. Like, I have courses that I host live that then become evergreen, that live through my website, and have online groups for them. I'm staying out of Facebook for that sort of stuff because I like the proprietary. But where am I serving clients? Where are you going to serve them? Are you showing up in their email? Are they coming to your Facebook group? How are you giving them a really good experience? They've already trusted you to buy. And is that it? You just take their money and run? Or are you genuinely there to serve from the heart and build a relationship with them that can lead to more clients or more with that client? So the serving piece, and then the repeat is, what did you like about that? What worked for you? What didn't work for you? What feedback did you receive? What sort of metrics can you follow to your email marketing campaign? How many opens did it get? How many click-throughs? What kind of metrics can you see from your Facebook or Instagram or other social media interaction? This is looking at the data, which doesn't even have to be like some boring analysis exercise. It's just awareness of going back to look for information based on the actions you've taken.
Yeah. I love that you started with a very important word in life and business: simplicity, right? I mean, who says that? I just, I was listening to something the other day, and I think it's Tony Robbins that actually says that, complexity is the enemy of execution, right? Because something is too complex, we just won't follow through with that, especially when you are at that baby stage, all alone, not even knowing what is the lack of skills that you might even need in this journey, right? And I could so empathize with beginning people in the startup phase. I believe that you need a lot of courage. You need to align yourself with the right people, because it's a stage where you don't even have a lot of the confidence or experience yet to be able to stick through the course and the journey and the path of entrepreneurship, because there's so much things that you might not even know. But I love that you started with simplicity and also the 3 steps, right? Because that's very important, especially at the beginning, focusing on one offer, one market, one solution, one problem that you want to solve. And then later on, you can expand for those entrepreneurs that are like, oh my gosh, that's limiting me. But it's very, very important to be able to be so simple at the beginning with serving your clients. And I love that you said that always gauge feedback based on the transformation and the result that you want to provide with your offer, because the only way to know that is through helping people, right? You get to know how to improve your offer so that you get better results, and that's how you eventually build a brand, when you start to get known for the thing that you add the most value with. So it's all parts of the pieces of this puzzle of entrepreneurship as we go and grow through the next phases of our business. Mia, I want to ask you around the business model piece, right? So I know at the beginning, just like I confessed, I didn't know what I needed to focus on. So I was focusing on growing my business. I was focusing on, okay, I'm going to price something so low because I want to be able to sell it to many more people without even knowing how to implement the rest of those pieces that you said, like your audience, your right relationships, an email system, and all these different things that we do in the business to be able to be a resource to the people that we want to build a know, like, and trust with. What do you recommend as a business model strategy for beginning startups, if you're in the online space, obviously in the service space?
Spend some pre-planning time, right? And think about how much time you have available to serve on the product. If you want to do high ticket, like a $5,000 6-month coaching program, how much time is that going to take, and how many clients can you hold? So to give some context, I was working full time. I was an online business manager in 2 client portfolios. I was nonstop, round the clock. And then I had children, and now I want time for them. So it wasn't a model that was working for me anymore. It was time to make the business work in my life, not work my life around the business. And it's easy at the beginning to get lost in pouring everything into it. If you need to do it for income, there's still ways where you don't have to be, stuck at the computer for 10, 12 hours a day. If you pick something easy, you're just beta testing. Pick any product, price it whatever you feel, just run it through some systems. So say you want to sell a digital course with group engagement. Host it somewhere, set it up so that it's think the steps through. The strategy is to think the steps through before executing on them, so that you can follow a logical sequence that threads together for the business external facing and for the business internal facing with yourself. These are the 2 elements. So some coaches I've followed will say, I just started with a PayPal link and an email. If that is a system that you can manage, then absolutely do that. All the things that are being sold to us or offered to us on the internet are in order to get our money and to serve us, right? Everybody's trying to solve problems for other people. But you need to be able to tell what is actually necessary for you and what isn't. And so not necessarily like all the funnel systems or the social media schedulers, they're not necessarily required for you. So think about how you want your business to flow, what a day in the life of would look like. And then you start to pick and piece together the pieces that are going to fit exactly for you, very custom. And so, I've established some mini courses that help you build each of these individual parts, but I'm not telling you follow step exactly 1A, 1B, 1C, step 2, etc. I'm saying here's our general house, if you will. I love my metaphors. Everybody gets a house, then we get to custom design the interior of it. But every house, every business is going to have, a bathroom, a kitchen, a bedroom, a living room, presumably. So every business should have the offers that are for sale, a method to share that message, a method to serve that client, and then some time to, again, review it and put together. So if we compare that, to the house model, it hopefully brings a lot of clarity, to what are these things we're talking about. When we have this framework in place, it's going to be so much easier to speed up momentum and reduce decision making, because you'll know where to get the pieces and how to line them up to execute on them. Then you just repeat.
Yeah, I love that you said to have a plan in place, because I think that's the missing piece, and why most people feel overwhelmed and they're just trying too many tactics and diluting their energy in many different directions, and of course hurting their profits as well in the process. So yeah, having a clear plan, there's plenty of people that could sit down with you, whiteboard something based on the outcome that you're looking to achieve with your offer, and also where are those people that you want to reach, right? At the end of the day, that's really what it is. If you have a specific problem and you want to offer a specific result, then just find the people that need it, right? And I know it's easier said than done, and that could be a process of evolution as well, but just start, right? Just start anywhere, just start somewhere, start helping people. That's kind of where it all begins. I love that you share that, Mia. What about this whole idea around, just like you said, it's so easy to just kind of just put something out there, a product, a service in the world today with all these new channels that we have been so blessed to be able to get provided with. What is some of your advice from your experience in helping people kind of position themselves and stand out from a million of the other people that are probably offering a similar solution and not even considering the price point, but the standing out question for someone that might be struggling with that at the beginning?
To plant your flag in the busy world of flag planters is to act with great certainty and create your own community. You rise as a leader when you share a message that's for you and for them. So this could be a Facebook group or an email list or running a challenge, but some way for you to really demonstrate your belief, even if you don't have it yet, in the service that you want to offer, and encouraging people to come and participate. You can do something free where people can experience you before buying in, but really growing that community, that old school business card exchange, is going to help with word of mouth referral, introductions, and leveraging other people's networks to connect yours with theirs, so that we're not doing a linear type of building, but we're really working as a collective. The thing is, you guys, there is enough for everybody. So this idea of having to be louder or more visible than anybody else is not the case. It's coming forward with a deep desire, a deeply aligned and meaningful message from yourself. Other people are going to be magnetized to that. And you don't need 10,000 followers in order to generate, multi-thousand business. You need followers who will buy, followers who will refer, followers who will partner with you. You need to live in a space of abundance rather than competition. and work together. This is like the huge part of me. And I have a group where I call it the collaboratory, and we come together and we figure out ways to really, not be solopreneurs, but be collaborapreneurs and help each other, because we don't have to do it alone. So to plant your flag, you want to be a leader and you want to, bring others with you on your mission. The people in my Facebook group are not in the same industry or service niche as me, but our hearts are aligned, and our desire for us and others to reach their vision is what's aligned, and how we work together to create more.
Oh, I mean, there was a lot to unpack in that one, but also just adding on from my personal experiences, the more you know yourself, the more you believe in your work, the more you're in authentic alignment with your values, with your vision, your mission. Be patient, stay consistent wherever you go, just keep adding value. And I think that's kind of what you also talked about with all the different ways that maybe we have put some link around, the way to add value through a challenge or through a group or through going into other people's audiences and speaking, around to something that you think will add value for them. So I think just simplifying it back to the core, add value, stay consistent, believe in your mission and work, and also don't be afraid to be authentic. I think that's the biggest denominator. That's the biggest differentiator out there, because if you are, true to what is it that you are bringing to the table and your own perspective, and embracing all our imperfections and all the things that make us human, just, you will attract quality, right? We don't want quantity. We don't want the entire world to resonate with us. We just want those quality people that are going to resonate with us because of our message, or because we're just so, speaking from our heart, right, and our gut. I think that's really important in business as well. And just being in this for the long game. It's not what we do once, it's what we do constantly that will be able to align our purpose with our profits, for sure. Mia, my last question for you around this beautiful interview, which is so heart driven, and it's so, at least I hope the audience walks away with a lot of information or kind of lingo that we use that's kind of, simplified, right? Because sometimes in business, we tend to get carried away with, all these big words of marketing and system, sales. Like, I personally don't like them, but, we have to meet the market where it is. But at the end of the day, it's really about that service that I think both me and you are talking about here. But my question for you as we reach the end of the show is, how do you ensure, as Mia personally, that you stay in authentic alignment with yourself, your values, the vision and the mission that you have for your business, and the way that you get to serve others? How do you have like a certain practice? How do you stay in authentic alignment with who you are, so that can trickle down out there in the world?
I hang out with myself and God. And I turn off the world. I read for pleasure. I jog. I journal, right? I do non-business activity things. I get down on the ground and play with my daughter. But I reflect and contemplate myself and what I'm doing. And I come back to, like, this is eyes closed, hand on heart. You'll see me do it in live video. I'll do it at work. I'll do it anywhere. It's just like coming in and feeling past the external world into the supernatural world, and letting that spaciousness come out. And if we go all the time, which I did for years, and I'm maybe 16 months of calming down from 20 years of that energy. Calming down is where we get to create, where we get to play, where we get to, have realizations, because we've opened up some space for them to come through. So this is the self piece out of the other four of running your business, is taking care of yourself and making sure that, your actions are coming from a place that is higher than this hustle energy, or this do energy, or this noisy internet. It's got to come from the heart. And the way to open up the heart is to turn off everything else and give it space to be.
Oh, powerful. And I think the same with me. Every time I shy away from that or think like, oh, I'm just too busy maybe this month or this week to kind of take that time to just sit there with your thoughts, with your stories, with your limiting beliefs, a lot of that will block us from
Mm-hmm.
our business success.
Mm-hmm.
It takes it just it's the time that you discipline and you put for yourself or you schedule for yourself, which is now in the name of self-care, but it's
Yeah.
absolutely a practice that will absolutely ensure that you are aligned with your business as you take your time and clarity to clarify what is your focus for the week. What's your intention for the day, what's your intention for
Mm-hmm.
the week, what's your intention for the month, right? So that you are getting as close as you possibly can. Obviously life will throw a lot of different things at you. However, having that practice that we can always go back and rely on, I think it's really powerful in ensuring that, again, we are doing work that's smart work rather than kind of just doing everything else that we see out there, as there is tons of content. And I think the distraction is at all-time high. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
important to go. The more distraction, the more we go within. It's almost
Yeah.
like, counterintuitive for most people, but it's absolutely the only way to navigate our inner world, which of course
Mm-hmm.
um, show up beautifully in the outer world and the
Yeah.
results that we want to get in our business and our lives. Mia, thank you
100%.
so much for this beautiful conversation, for all the amazing wisdom that you shared with us around some of those systems, so the business model that we discussed, but also most importantly the standing out piece, which I know is a top of mind concern for a lot of startup businesses, because as you put your head everywhere, it's so easy to compare yourself to people
Mm-hmm.
just been doing this for a while, and you're like, well, what's going to make me different, right? Why am I here? And it's so easy to kind of lose focus and track around the mission of why you even started your business in the first place. So I think hopefully the audience has also walked away with lots of that value add that you did. I would love to ask you, besides the Life School community on Facebook and on our pages and all our social media, where is it that the audience can find more resources around all the things that you have created? Where is it that they can further connect with you?
Yeah, I like to hang out on Facebook and Instagram. So you can choose either one of those or come to my website. And then obviously my socials are linked there, but I've got course listings there. And I mean, I'm a business. I'm open for business, and my door is always open. But more importantly, my heart is open. So come follow me along on Facebook. Everything is tagged at Powerful Inc. On Facebook and Instagram. Come to the websites, or just reach out in a direct message. I just find when we get together, we co-create so much more magic than we would on our own. So, um, you know, come into my space and let's see what's waiting for between us, and we'll go from there, because there's going to be certain ways that we can work together. If my heart resonated with yours today, then yeah, let's take it further.
Absolutely. Definitely connect further. It's one of our values here at the Life School. I mentioned that you saw Mia here at the Life School because that's what it's always about, having that common point of connection so that you can find synergies for collaboration or opportunities to further support one another. That's really what it's all about in business, and nurturing each other rather than having an agenda or kind of just going about this without building the most important piece, which is the trust factor. So
Yeah.
let's lead with that. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
watching, and thank you so much for always supporting the show and sharing it with other purpose-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs. I will see you next time with another amazing guest and conversation. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Want to further invite you to explore the legacy products that I have created in order to help you build a legacy company and align your purpose with profit so that you can do more good in the world. I would invite you to check out my latest book, Visionary Purpose Driven Leadership, where you will find principles, tried and true principles on how to become a visionary purpose driven leader in your company and in your personal life so that you can align your purpose with profit, do more good in the world, but of course, create amazing impact and leave a lasting legacy for your company, your family, and for all your loved ones. The second book that I have created is called Purpose Driven Entrepreneurship. And in this book, I have included the fundamental pillars to growing a legacy company, which is your branding, marketing, sales, systems, and teams. When you read the book, you'll connect all the dots between all those fundamental pillars while getting a lot of clarity around where is it that you are in your business growth journey, and what are those gaps that you might be experiencing in scaling your company. So that is the second book that I suggest for you to add to your reading list. My first book is actually Connecting the Dots Backwards, and this is to really help you align your personal and professional purpose so that you can, again, do more good in the world, and clarifying your life vision so that you can get that clarity that you need around your values, your vision, and your mission, so that you can start building something that means something to you, but also, more importantly, is contributing to society as a whole. So that's my first book. And then for those of you that are high achievers, high performance leaders, and are always looking to optimize your time and increase your efficiency and your productivity, you must grab the Focus on Purpose Planner, which I use daily within the framework that I have created over my 20-year experience in managing a very high level business, but also, more importantly, in really instilling the discipline that you need so that you can execute on the most important priorities in your life and business with no overwhelm and with very high intentionality. And then lastly, I would like to introduce you to our magazine, the Purpose Driven Entrepreneur magazine, where we bring amazing purpose-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs, and they get to share their legacy, their life's work with you, while of course adding tons of value to you with lots of great information and methodologies that will help you, again, align your purpose with profit, and also, most importantly, walk away with implementable strategies so that you can always evolve, learn, grow, expand. And the more you expand, the more, of course, you get to do beautiful magic out there in the world. To be able to find all my books, you check out the website that I've hosted, or I have included, I guess, all these legacy products inside, which is right underneath the screen, elonalaparicoaching.com/elonasbooks.html. Add that last part, because otherwise it'll give you an error message. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Leave me a review and let me know the impact that these books have created for you personally and professionally. Thank you so much, and I'll see you with another episode.